So you're a philosopher?
Yes, 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 yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
A lot of people that are, depressed and just losing a lot of hope and optimism, I say, about life. And when I was thinking about that, because I've had a client that had contacted me earlier today and was, had posed a question about depression, and I gave some advice. But the thing about all of that is that it made me reflect. And one of the things that came to my mind is how, what makes motivational speaking so big, right? Like, what make it so big? What make it so significant? And not only motivational speaking, but all of the different things that are designed to give people energy, right? Like to hype you up, to make you feel like Superman or Superwoman, to just give you that extra, right? Whether it be energy drinks, drugs, just things of that nature, right? And like, even when you think about the concept of power, when a person thrives for power, and it's like, okay, why people wants to? Because power is like really having control, right? Having control, that's the ultimate thing. But control of what? Not control of things, control of people, right? So why people want to control people is because it makes them feel a certain way, right? So I said that, let me talk to the people who are maybe going through some things. One thing I want you to understand is that everybody goes through things. Like, no matter who they are, no matter how big they are, how great they are, no matter what they talk about, what they teach. I'm saying, from the greatest motivational speaker to the wealthiest individual in the world. Everybody goes through things. And not just goes through things, but everybody gets those moments of depression. What is depression? Depression when you just feel unsatisfied, when you feel inadequate, when you feel like a loss of value for self. Everybody goes through those moments. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you look around and you just like, what is all this about? Why? And sometimes you don't even understand why you feel that way. You can look around and see you have beautiful kids, you have a beautiful mate, you have, a good job or whatever, and you got all this kind of money, you got a nice career, you got all these things going for yourself, and you look around, sometimes you wonder, like, why am I even feeling this way? I once told some friends that depression is largely the result of ingratitude. Of course, people disagree with that. I understand that people who say they have chronic, they have with chronic depression, they're people like chronically depressed, right? Okay. From my studies, an individual that's chronically depressed move around all of the words, move around all of the dogma and all of the other stuff, right? That is really designed to make you dependent on me, or me give you some medication. A person is depressed because of ingratitude. Ingratitude of what? Most people look at things that they want and start to lose value for what they have. If your car starts running bad and you start riding around in a car that's not so good, and you ride around and you end up riding or driving someone else's car that's nice and it's dependable and it sounds good, and you begin to, when you get back in your car, you kind of lose value for your car. You kind of, damn, man, I got to get rid of the vehicle. But once upon a time, you really value that vehicle. Once upon a time, you really valued your mate. Once upon a time, you really valued the place you live. Once upon a time, you really valued the clothes you're wearing. Once upon a time, you really valued being able to go and buy $10 of groceries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are levels to evolution, to growth, to abundance. However, in every stage of it, we have to remember to remain grateful. The worst thing we can do is start looking at what someone else has from the outside, not knowing how it is really in the inside, but looking at what they have from the outside and wishing that we had what they had. When you get what they got, you may then find out that it's not all that you thought it was to be. You know, it is said by wise ones that we should always look at what we have, that we should always focus on those who don't have what we have, because it helps us to realize how grateful we are for what we have. Because once upon a time, we didn't have it, and we desired just this, just to have that. So we have to always check ourselves and remind ourselves that I'm grateful for what I have, although I'm striving for more. Although I want more, although I want a better car, although I want a mate that doesn't stress me out, or a mate that doesn't cheat on me, or a mate that doesn't talk to me bad, or a mate that treats me how I treat him or her. You see, to want more isn't illogical, isn't a counterproductive way of thinking. But to want more and look down on what you have, or to look down on what you have, and as a result of you looking down on what you have, you want other, then that can cause a problem. Depression is also caused by our diet. The things that we get ourselves involved in, the things that we find ourselves gravitating to, drinking, smoking, doing drugs of whatever kind. Again, the way we eat, not working out, not exercising, those things lead to depression. Another thing that leads to depression is when we do not fulfill our obligations. Things that we first have to do, we need to do, we have to do, and then those things that we want to do, which become so we want to do so much or so bad that it becomes a need to do. However, we don't do it, but we need to do it, and as a result of when you don't do something that you need to do or supposed to do, it begins to burden your spirit. It begins to press on your psyche, and a lot of times it can be something so minute. But because you have not taken care of your obligation in whatever way or wherever your obligation lies, it begins to stress you. You constantly think about it. You constantly say what you need to do, but you hadn't done. You constantly talk about it, but you still haven't done. I need to lose weight, but I won't stop eating the way I'm eating. But I know I need to stop eating the way I'm eating because I want to lose weight. I want to look a certain way. I want to work out. I want to get my muscles tight. I want to tune up. I want a better job. I want to get a better vehicle. So I need more money. So all these different things, right? I need to wake up early. I need to keep my house clean. I need to do certain things with my kids that I'm not doing. You see, on the other side of every choice is the sacrifice that got to be made. And a lot of the times, the reason why we do not choose to do what we need to do, have to do, supposed to do, is because of the sacrifice that the choice requires. And most times it's just, you don't get to lay down and rest. Most times the sacrifice is that you can't lay down right now. You can't rest right now. You have to get up and continue to work even though you're tired. Sometimes you have to tolerate some things that you don't necessarily want to tolerate. However, with that being said, I want to say this. No amount of money, no opportunity is worth your peace of mind. When that thing starts to burden you on a level that you cannot get past, when you're doing all you can do to change that environment, to change the way someone is dealing with you, to change the way you're even perceiving how they're dealing with you. When you've done all you can do, but yet and still it's burdening you. It's robbing you of your peace. It's robbing you of your sanity in a sense. Anytime a situation, person, place, or thing is affecting you like that, it is no longer worth the money that you receive from that situation. It is then time for you to do something else, to do something different. And I'm gonna tell you, man, no job, no career is gonna give us that kind of peace of mind. None. You have to find out what your life purpose is. You have to strive towards that life purpose. When you find it, and put all of your life and effort into cultivating it in a way to where it can sustain you on a financial level, you and yours. That is the only thing that is going to give you the type of happiness and peace that you crave for and desire and strive towards. No amount of money is going to do it. What we equate to having a bunch of money is that I can control my world. But as long as someone running you, no matter how much money you have, you're still going to be burdened. You're still going to be robbed of your peace of mind. So with that being said, always strive towards maintaining, sustaining your peace of mind, self-value first and foremost. Build and cultivate self. Always, every day. It's a non-stop thing.